In 2025, Manchester United finished 15th, their worst ever finish in Premier League history. But what if I told you that this same team is about to shock the entire league? And it all starts with fixing the biggest problem at the club. Well, if we look at the season as a whole, it kind of stands out. In the 24-25 season, Manchester United scored less goals than Crystal Palace, West Ham and Fulham. The biggest reason for this, as you may know, is £70 million striker Rasmus Højlund. Højlund scored just 4 goals in 32 appearances last season, being outscored by players like Cucurella and Hinshelwood. But in all honesty, United's lack of goals extends beyond just one player. So what is the deeper issue here? Well, one key issue is lack of composure in front of goal. Fernandes, Garnacho and Xerxes are all culprits of missing clear-cut chances. Is it a confidence thing, or maybe a cultural one? This needs fixing fast, and it's where Manchester United's master plan comes into play. They didn't just sign one attacker, they didn't just sign 2. United bolstered their attack with 3 attacking stars, and it only makes sense by starting with the most important signing. Bryan Mbeumo. Last season, Mbeumo scored 20 league goals, breaking into the top 5.
We need players to come in like Bryan Mbeumo, like the player you see right here, and come in and make a difference, bro. You know what I mean? He will add goals and assists. He will add a different dimension to this team. You know, he will be that right 10 that we needed to fix. We needed that right side to fix.
But his goal tally doesn't tell the full picture, because the Cameroonian outperformed his expected goals by 6.37. This basically indicates how clinical he is, and how good his finishing ability is over a sustained period. But it's not just his finishing ability that can elevate Man United. Mbeumo finished in the top 4 for expected assists, just below Mo Salah, Palmer and Saka, and just above Bruno Fernandes. So why is this so important? Well, it's no secret that Man United have been relying on Bruno for chance creation for a few seasons now. The addition of Mbeumo, though, sets the stage for a more well-rounded team heading into the next season, which leads perfectly to the next new signing, Matheus Cunha. Like Mbeumo, Cunha also enjoyed a high goal-scoring season in 2025, scoring 15 and finishing in the top 10. But here's the part most United fans missed. Cunha also outperformed his XG by a significant amount, emphasizing United's new game plan to assemble a front 3 of clinical finishers. But you might be wondering, what was the real reason the club signed both? After all, everyone knows how much investment is needed in other departments. Well, this goes back to what we went over earlier regarding balance. What Cunha does differently to the likes of Fernandes and Mbeumo is his dribbling ability. Cunha ranked 3rd in the league for successful take-ons, which then led to a shot just behind Savio and Doku. But what exactly does this mean? Well, it means that if Man United need a player to unlock a low block, or give the team an additional spark, Cunha is the man to make it happen.
Yeah, I think he fits a Ruben Amorim player profile perfectly. He's quick, he's dynamic, he's aggressive, he's capable of dropping deep and receiving the ball and transitioning with the ball, can pass, and he can threaten the opponents with a goal by running deep or coming short. So I think he's a type of player that Ruben Amorim has been crying out for in his squad.
Absolutely ideal fit for that right-hand side 10 role. Him and Matheus Cunha are instant impact, instant upgrades, and I think that's probably something that Amorim has been searching for.
But we still haven't addressed the first issue at the start of the video. Neither Cunha and Mbeumo are strikers. Rasmus Højlund and the striker problem is one that still needs to be addressed. But here's the issue. Man United have already signed 2 attackers, so how could they possibly sign one more while strengthening in other departments? Well, on the 7th of August, something happened which shocked the whole league. Manchester United secured the signing of RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko. Sesko scored 13 goals in the Bundesliga last season, but is more of a player for the future with a high ceiling. Since the 23-24 season, no player under 23 has managed to outscore Sesko.
Kind of thing. So I think it's come down to not the nationality, but the personality, how much they want to do this. Remember, this is a Slovenian player who has been in Austria, who's been in Leipzig, and now he's going to adjust to another country. He's accustomed to that, he's done that before.
But it's not just goals. Sesko offers a rare dual profile. He can be a target man and also a runner. Sesko also has great aerial ability as well, giving him the tools to complement Cunha and Mbeumo well. So the Red Devils may have fixed their attacking problem. But we also need to analyse why one position can nearly undo all of these signings. You see, in Ruben Amorim's 3-4-3 system, the central midfielders are usually outnumbered and forced to cover large amounts of space. And you may have noticed throughout the season, Midfielders like Mbeumo, Casemiro and Ugarte did not have the engine to flourish in the role. But how damaging is this really? Well, what most people don't know is most games of football are actually won in the midfield and not the attack.
They say the game is won and lost in midfield, and Manchester United are struggling in that midfield. We got an old man in Casemiro. All Casemiro done there, stop putting him under this stress, bro. Yes, he can give you an odd game where you feel like you're seeing prime Casemiro. But bro, he's 33, 34 now, putting too much stress. Alongside Bruno, ain't gonna work, man. Stop it. Go and get some midfielders. Don't neglect that area, please.
We don't have a ball-playing central midfielder. So how can we improve our build-up if we don't have someone that can put their foot on the ball and control in the midfield? We need one.
Please don't do that, Man United. Because whatever you do up front, you can have Mbeumo, you can have Cunha, you can have Watkins. You can do whatever you want, yeah? And think you're going to outscore teams, yeah? That midfield is going to be a problem, bro. Because they won't get no chances in that area if the midfield doesn't do its job.
United, however, require a physical specimen to play the role that Amorim wants. But there is one player that United can sign. And if they do it, it will put the entire Premier League on notice. That player is Carlos Baleba of Brighton. Baleba is a press-resistant and physically capable midfielder. Unlike current United midfielders, he is confident under pressure and dominates duels due to his strength. But there is one thing about Baleba that gets overlooked: the fact that he is left-footed. But why is this such a big deal? Well, without a left-footed player in midfield, passing angles get limited and the team is less dynamic.
Beats the press on a regular basis, confident with the ball, can move, is mobile. He is a Ruben Amorim midfielder.
Look what he does to Foden and whoever that is. That's Bernardo Silva right there. Look at how easily he just gets past them, you know? So he's an extremely potent and effective ball carrier. And then here, of course, he has single-handedly created this Brighton winning goal. As you can see here again, positioning himself just behind this shape that Manchester City had. In fact, Manchester City were thinking, okay, we are quite compact. You see 2 banks of 4. He gets it, raises his head, identify the options, and then 1, 2, and Brighton were able to run on goal, and that was actually them scoring.
With Baleba in the team, he could transform a suffering midfield into something that could compete against the best teams. Now wait a second. This is important to understand. We've just established that Man United have players that are holding the team back and desperately need reinforcements. However, are there any current players that can also elevate United even further? Yes, United have 3 young weapons that are ready to break out: Lenny Yoro, Amad Diallo and Kobbie Mainoo. In the pre-season games, Yoro developed quietly from game to game, giving the team an important presence in the backline.
He has grown so much in his role and he is so confident in hitting those balls into the channel.
But a player with even more potential is Amad Diallo. Before his injury last season, Diallo practically carried United to wins, including the big derby goal against Man City. But one player who goes under the radar is definitely Kobbie Mainoo. Now, it's obviously clear that Mainoo doesn't suit the system. But one thing certain about Mainoo is his undeniable potential. From lighting up the league in his first season to thriving in Euro 2024, Mainoo has showcased his intelligence and composure countless times. The question now is whether Amorim can find a way to fit him into the team. Manchester United's squad is slowly being assembled, and yes, they are many pieces away from competing for the Premier League. But what if I told you there was one more secret that Man United have in store for the league? And it's not a secret on the pitch, but off it.
It's a very complex dressing room, and people are like, well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by it? I just knew from all my sources that it was a very difficult dressing room, and I think it's now less difficult. I think he has got rid of some of the players who doesn't want to be there, and he's trying to do a cultural reset, and we've heard that all before. We've heard it under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. I think he's probably going deeper and being backed than any of his predecessors to really start again with Manchester United.
And listen, if it's not about new players, why have they signed Mbeumo and Cunha? And there's probably more going to have to come in. So it is about new players, but it's also about attitude, which I think a lot of their players were very poor in that department, and hence some of them are on what we call the naughty step, whether we agree with that or not. But it's going to be an interesting watch where Man United are